Do you like LSD?
Yes.
And why?
Well, because, for one, it teaches me a lot about myself that I didn't know. And it kind of informs me about my environment and what goes on.
What does it tell you about yourself?
It tells me what I like.
What do you like?
Well, I can't really explain what I like.
It's hard to explain. You see, you've had an experience that I haven't had, and I'm trying to find out what your experience is like, what it does for you, what it feels like.
Well, it makes everything a little unreal, you know. Everything that is hallucinations project from my mind, and everything that I see is myself. I mean, it's all coming from my mind, and all the things that I see, everything that I see I'm making it all.
You're controlling everything.
Yes, I'm controlling what the scenery looks like about me. I'm not controlling it necessarily, but when it's happening, that's what's me. That's me happening.
How about people? Do you think that before you used the drug, you were afraid of people?
Well, I didn't know it at the time, but I realized that I was when I took the drug, because it brings out your inner feelings more intensely.
And why do you think you were afraid of them before?
Because I didn't know them.
Do you feel that you do know them through the drug?
No, I don't feel that I know them, but I'm not afraid of being rejected by them, because I don't feel any rejection towards them. I used to be constantly thinking about being afraid of them, but now I don't have to be afraid anymore because they're all beautiful, and whether they reject me or not, they're still beautiful.
Does it ever seem to you that this may be a little unreal?
Oh, yes. But I mean, after you learn this on an acid trip, you practice it when you're straight, too.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't leave you.
If everybody is beautiful, then there's no one who's, say, dangerous to you.
Oh, but the dangerous people are beautiful, too. They're dangerous, sure, but they're still beautiful.
Why are you here?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll try to break it down in short. I found God, and I made me feel quite good, you know, and my mother mistook this good feeling for taking drugs, and I was getting kind of wayward and everything. I mean, I wasn't coming home on time, so she phoned the police, and I was brought to YGC, and then I was brought here. Because of my talking about God and everything, they might have thought that I was a little crazy.
Do you think you are?
No. But I understand how they felt because I wasn't making myself clear on it. It's very hard to... I was trying to express something that was hard to express, and I wasn't really capable of expressing it. I mean, I can have the relationship between myself and God, but it's a mistake to try to make other people feel the way I did, and that's what I was trying to do.
What's God like?
Well, first of all, God is everything, so he is like everything. He is everything. There's nothing that he isn't like.
Is he like a man?
I don't know. Everything, he lives in everything. Everything on this earth.
I can't describe to you the feeling that it gives you when your son says to you, can't you feel it? God is everywhere. I'm going with God. I'm waiting for God to come and get me. It isn't a happy thing at all or an insight. It's a death wish. And I tried talking sense to him. I said, Jimmy, you don't see God till you die. But he couldn't see that at all. He believed that he was seeing it right now. Jim hasn't adjusted well to school. He's an extremely introverted boy, or has been up until lately. Shy. He wouldn't try. The least sign of failure to him meant an automatic stop right now. And I think that the problems that he had were magnified and triggered by the release that he seemed to find in drugs. And I feel as though that this is, many of the children today are doing this type of thing, and if it could be stressed, that this is a medical problem and not a criminal problem, I believe that parents would be on the telephone calling somebody as soon as they found illegal material around the house, which they don't do now because they're afraid they're sending their sons and daughters to jail.
There is a steady flow into San Francisco hospitals of young people who have freaked out and been picked up by the police in a state of desperate terror.
Where are you taking me? Where are my friends? Do my friends know I'm here? Where am I? Where am I?
You're in the hospital here. Come on.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. McShane.
The bad trip is a frightening thing to witness. It must be far more terrifying to experience.
Where are you taking me? Where am
You're
I?
right around here to the desk. You're in the hospital.
Who are you?
Hello, I'm a nurse. What's your name?
Your hands are cold.
What's your name?
Joan.
Joan. I'm a nurse. Gus?
I don't want to be here. Where are my friends?
It's all right. It's all right. I'll get you back on. It's all right. I'm a nurse. It's all right, Joan.
John. Hi, John. My name is Gus. I'm going to take you to your room now.
Hospital people, whether they want to or not, are becoming expert in the handling of LSD users in trouble. The street, where hippies like to congregate, shows no hint of the horror behind the scenes in hospitals. But the street thrusts the hippies at the community. They can't be left to go their own way and forgotten because they make their presence felt. For one thing, they take up a good deal of public space. In a sense, they have taken over the community by superimposing their own subculture and values upon it. They express contempt for money and pride themselves on being able to manage without it. But they are not above begging. This is the office of a San Francisco hippie newspaper called The Oracle. It's a busy place. We asked Gabe Katz, one of the editors of The Oracle.
Right. Because they never had a chance to figure it out for themselves what they wanted to do. You were a this, or you're going to be a this. I'm going to school to do this. When you go to school for the right to earn, to learn to earn, to buy more pieces of metal junk, and, you know, I think the kids that are here, that are getting into this whole thing now, this evolution now is one that is a result of the alienation that a child feels, particularly a middle-class American feels, of not really relating to his family. Father's somebody that goes to work, and he gets shoved into school and is constantly subject to one authority or another. And when he turns on, he sees, wow, there's something else.